everyone to the coaching of Dr. Kevin Fleming. Thanks for clicking on the video. I want to take a few moments with you here today to not only have you meet me, but hear a little bit more about this coaching process that I think is light years ahead of most of what you're getting out there on the market. So I want to talk a little bit about what I think some key differentiators are in my coaching work. And there are 3 W's, I like to say: words, wishes, and wirings. These 3 W's I think explain a lot about what's different about my coaching process. I'm going to explain a little bit about that with you here today. Let's start with words. I spent many years as a psychotherapist doing many therapy sessions and practicing that way, and obviously was in offices where tons of words and linguistic dialogue, so to speak, were passed back and forth between counselor and patient or client. And I find it a very fascinating world, the world of words. I mean, if you think about it, it's a hand-in-glove kind of thing. Someone speaks words to communicate their dreams, wishes, desires, and someone receives that and listens and responds. And between those two people, a reality gets created between these two streams of consciousness, so to speak. Well, what I found in doing this work was, certainly therapy had its place with people, but there was this whole linguistic process underneath that was a mystery, that the words created reality so much, that the way you thought about your problems and such made it bigger than life at times, but more importantly than that, made it set in stone. The words were what is. And what we did as therapists many times was we would just respond to that world of yours and empathically understand it and give you some compassionate guidance of how to best kind of navigate it, but very little was there questioning of the truthfulness of it. Again, we were concentrating more on psychopathology and crazy kind of stuff. But in my coaching, what we look at is how words create reality and how there can be some fundamental flaws to the thinking if you're not thinking about your thinking, which is very different than correcting your thinking or even motivating your thinking to a next level, which are really the two camps out there. We try to go right in the middle with this thing we call meta coaching and teach people skills to kick the tires mentally a little bit more and to guide yourself into this process of just becoming more aware of the thinking behind your thinking. Because again, this is the stuff that's going to either make or break your hopes for change. And it's on this meta level. And I think that's very critical. So to really look at the problem of words, this is really a big fun part of our coaching. Secondly, I want to use the word wishes, as I said. Wishes is a very big part, obviously, of changing oneself. You have a wish to change. You see where you are in your life. You want to go somewhere else. Nothing wrong with that. No harm, no foul. The problem is many times wishes have an inherent violation of reality. So if I take this pen, and I drop it right there on my desk, it's going to fall all the time, right? I mean, that's a law of gravity. There are many laws of change that we sometimes blow past in our efforts to just speedily get ourselves to a transforming level. And some of those wishes are irrational. There's a reason why 9 out of 10 people who want to change something critical about their health, even when they're at death's doorstep after a triple bypass surgery or something like that, they still don't change. There's a reason why. They have the information. They have caring people most of the time. They know what they need to do. Why don't they? Well, I mean, motivation and a positive thinking kind of a partner can help, but there's something else going on here. And many times the wishes that we're desiring ignore the trade-offs that are implicit or the things we kind of sort of still want, but yet still want to have something else on the other side of the fence. These sort of inherent contradictions need to get at before we move coaching forward. So we really look at the world of wishes as well and to really see how we can separate the two piles into what's real and what's not. Lastly, I use the word wirings. That's just another W word for this thing right here, right? This brain inside us, okay? Fascinating organ, and certainly not something you're going to go to botany or biology class with me on to learn a lot about the makeup, so to speak, of the brain. But the key part of my coaching that we do is we introduce the world of brain as being something as critical as the world of the mind. That there is this sort of internal mechanism that is running the show. You see, the brain really cares about being or feeling right, not necessarily being effective with your goals. This is really critical to know because many times you're going to need to call BS, so to speak, on your brain because what it's really trying to do is just kind of work out a defaulting patterns and automatic behaviors to give you the sense or the feeling that you are moving. And so we're going to talk a lot in our coaching about pseudo-change versus transformation. A very key piece here when we look at what I call decisional illusions that are usually attached very insidiously on top of your goals. And they're kind of like a germ or toxic kind of thing we got to remove and make sure we get those out of the way. Again, words, wishes, wirings, all about setting the stage for coaching so you can get it right. Again, this is not for everybody. My coaching is for folks that have tried all the other avenues before, been around the mountain before on change and motivation, and been to all the seminars and self-help books and such, but find there's something missing. They can't quite get to this next quantum leap. My coaching gets you there, and I really want to get a chance to work with you, and I thank you very much for checking me out. Drop me an email, give me a call, we'll get you rolling. Thanks.